Okay, before I go to explain what is PMP, first I'll talk what is project so that you'll understand the importance of PMP. Now, where the project sits in organization. An organization, as you see the picture here, an organization is something which has a structure in place, which has some hierarchy in place. Every organization has a top strategies. If you go for say Reliance Group, if you go for Tata Group, if you go for Google, everybody will have every year some 5 top strategies. Now these top strategies should be implemented. It could be anything. Amazon will talk about cloud computing, or Google may talk about automated cars, or Uber may talk about increasing the footprint into different countries. Now that should flow through organization, and the organization will have a portfolio segment. When I say portfolio, the different levels of segments, like a Tata has a Tata Motors as a portfolio, Tata Tanishq or kind of a gold segment as a portfolio, TCS can be a portfolio. Now this portfolio is further subdivided into, and it goes down, and there the project exists. Now I'll tell you the importance of project. A project in an organization is the heartbeat. If this heartbeat doesn't function properly, whatever your strategy is set at the top level, or whatever the organization money pumped in doesn't come out, or there won't be a return on investment. If an organization has to move forward in the growth, in the revenue, in the goodwill, in the market, definitely there should be some project keep happening. Even if you go for a World Health Organization, they may have a project telling that eradicating polio all over the world. That is a project which they have to implement all over the world, right? So project is something, the heartbeat of any organization, or it could be heartbeat of any country. Even a country has, every country has a project to happen. Now why put this importance here is why project management is always in demand. Why managers are highly needed is because whatever the country structure may be, whatever the organization structure may be, projects are the heartbeat. You can name it in a different form. You can name it as ROI, you can name it as a value stream, you can name it as agile, you talk about sprints, you call it what it is. But end of day, it's all projects which move the company from state 1 to state 2. Now, that is a reason people are moving towards project management learning, right? Well, I'm going to set this a track first so that you know where the project sits in the company. Let me take to the next stage. Right, yeah. So now there is a debate here. They say that, hey, is PMP really valid? Or they talk about agile. You know what? Things are happening agile way. So we want to do everything quick and faster. So that's a reason. That's a big talk in the market. So I'm going to just give a heads up about what actually project is all about. So to talk about it, I just pulled out some of the images for you to show that. Maybe you can see something called bridge construction. Maybe I'm showing some software applications or mobile applications. Even a birthday party is a project, right? I know when it should start, when it should end, who all will participate. I won't call it participant, the relatives and friends. And it could be some material like a cake or sweets or a balloon or some fun part going to happen. Now, projects in this world are primarily divided into 2 segments. One is called predictive nature projects. One is called adaptive nature projects. What is predictive? Predictive is something we are very clear what actually is needed. Whether it may be 100% clear or maybe 80 to 90% clear, right? Sometimes that's how it goes. If you go for a bridge construction like this, most of the time the government is very clear how much of the stretch, maybe 5 miles or 6 miles, and what is the length, breadth, width, and capacity. They're very clear on it. That's the reason they go for a plan-driven approach for predictive nature. Predictive is, earlier I know that what this actually output is going to be, and I can plan accordingly. And this nature of project was existing for so many years. And sometimes we call it as a waterfall methodology. That's what they have to do, no other go. If it is a bridge construction, I should know what is the length of it, breadth of it, when it should be done, what is the budget of it. I have to plan for it. So predictive nature projects are well planned ahead. Why? Because if you make any changes in the middle of the project or the end of the project, it will be very expensive. I cannot change a bridge length when it is halfway done. I should be clear enough what I have needed there, right? So predictive nature of the project talks about how clear we are on the requirement, and that makes us to move forward. Now, that's one style of project, and you cannot tell that predictive projects are no more needed. If somebody says that waterfall is no more needed, we have to look at them No, it is needed, and depending on the model of the project, right? That's predictive nature. Now, current trend in the market, we keep talking a lot, is called adaptive nature. Why adaptive nature? Is because a customer or some of the products are very much change oriented. It will be changing very frequently. You cannot fix this is how we want. For example, I would expect more features for my WhatsApp application. So I would expect more changes every month or every week, right? So I cannot freeze this is what I want. Or let me take this birthday party. It can be predictive or it can be adaptive. Say I'm conducting a birthday party for my kid. My kid says that, Dad, I want a strawberry cake. Yes, we ordered it a day before, or at least 3 hours before. He or she says that, no, I want a black forest cake. Now, I cannot go predictive nature. I have to be adaptive. I have to change things in the last minute also. So nowadays, the customers are more knowledgeable. They have more choices to ask questions and give more choices and options. So there are a lot of projects coming in adaptive nature, specifically in IT industry. Now, why I'm explaining this here? You have to understand that project goes on two segments. One is predictive nature, one is adaptive nature. You cannot tell one is there, one is not there. I will tell both are there in this world. We have to go with both the segment, predictive or adaptive. Or sometimes we do both, including called hybrid model. Now, why I'm explaining here is project management, the PMP certification talks deep inside about this segment. It goes much deep and explains predictive and adaptive. And you should not fight for the methods. Under this, you have all the methods coming up. You can call it as agile methodology. You can call it as iterative, incremental, waterfall. That's all methodologies. What PMP is explaining is it explains the framework. What is actually project all about, right? That's how it is. Anyway, I don't want to go deep inside because PM is a very big ocean. I'm just trying to give a heads up what it will be there in the project management. Primarily, our goal is to go for the examination points, right? I'll move on. Okay, primarily in PMP books, you will see this 5 areas. These 5 areas are very common for predictive nature or adaptive nature. Every project will have a start. Every project will have an end. Every project will have a planning. Every project will have an execution and control. Only thing planning sometimes goes 100% if it is predictive nature. If it is adaptive nature, you can plan only 30% at the first release. Next release, you will plan another 20%. It will become iterative and incremental. I am sure you all are aware of this. I'm just reiterating it for you, right? So this is one of the area they call as 5 process groups in project management. In PMP, you will learn this to the depth, right? That will be explained really well. Okay, that's a little about that stuff. I have to move you furthermore because I have a lot of content for you. Okay, now one important thing which I love in PMP is something called PMI Talent Triangle. Now I'm going to talk about some of the key things, some of the 4 top things which helps you to be a PMP. In the top, you can see that what is the benefit of PMP. I'm going to talk about a benefit which carries value with you when you clear the examination, which will make you intellectual, which will make you more valuable in organization. Then I will go to the commercial part. Before the commercial, first I'll talk about the value which you're going to take away. First thing, the PMP books or project management books is grouped into 3 categories. If you want the 3 things here, they talk about something called talent triangle. Now, talent triangle talks 3 topics. One, they talk about a business strategy. When you learn project management, as a manager, as a leader, you are supposed to learn more about the domain where you are, more about learn what is the strategy happening in the market, more about what the competitors doing there, right? Now, why I put this point here is there are many managers who come for the interview. When I ask them which domain you're working, and I ask a couple of more questions about the domain, they're surprised they're not aware of that. They are totally know what they do in their company. They don't even know what is their competitors doing. What is the depth of knowledge in the domain? They don't know what is their domain going to do after 3-4 years. They don't have a path to see or forecast things. And you can ask me, Shriram, why should I know that, man? I'm a manager, just do my work. But if you think yourself as a manager, it's tough. You should look up yourself as a leader. You should know what will be the next 10 years in your domain. Imagine you are a cloud computing person. You should know next 4 years what is happening, going to happen in the market. If you don't know that, that's a bit tough for you. You can't make a proactive thought process. You cannot think broad. You cannot be creative. You cannot give any suggestions and opinions. So strategic management is very, very, very vital when you go for a leadership track. Quickly, I'll talk about something called technical manage. Whenever you see technical, you may think that technology. Don't go with technology. Technical talks about, as a manager, what are technical factors like a costing of the project, scheduling of the project, stakeholder management of the project, right? Procurement, third-party handling. There are a lot more there. I'm just giving a hint of it. How good you are known about the technical factors of handling the project. That is very vital for you. Under this, you will get MS Project, Primavera, Excel sheet, Jira board, what you call it. Those are just tools to make it happen. Above that, you should know how a budgeting works for a project. If I give $10,000, can you run the project within $10,000 or you'll overshoot on that? That is called technical project management. We should have knowledge about it, right? That's very vital. In fact, I'll tell you the truth. In the market, you can find people with the business knowledge. You can find people with the technical knowledge also. But there is one area people struggle a lot. That's called leadership path, right? And the leadership path is a very crucial because you should be a good people person. You should be a person who is visionary. You should be a person who can think something out of the box. It doesn't happen like that. Only when you have a strategy knowledge with you, only when you have a technical skills with you, only when you have a love and passion towards your domain, the leadership starts happening. That's where you start seeing Sachin or Dhoni or any music director like A.R. Rahman coming up. They have the business knowledge, they have the technical knowledge with them, and they start becoming a leader, and we start following them, saying that amazing music, man, amazing player Dhoni, amazing leader, a political leader. How? They get all these three segments. Anyway, why I put this point here is whenever you go for any interview in project management, you will get questions around these three segments. If you are clear in these three segments, you will clear most of the interview. Either knowingly or unknowingly, any interviewer will have a questions on this basis. This is derived from PMI called PMI Talent Triangle. They didn't do just like that. They went through around 200 countries, number of domains to come out with this kind of concept, right? This is a very interesting concept. Anyway, this is also being highly explained, and your PMP PMBOK book is totally based on these three concepts. Good, that's interesting. I'm getting excited explaining it. Okay, quickly I'll talk about some more factors, the technical factors. When you go to project management, you go for predictive or adaptive. You call it as a Scrum, you call it as Agile, Kanban, XP, Crystal, Waterfall. Wherever you go, these six concepts will be there. You will talk about requirement of the project, scope. You'll talk about when you want to do it. You'll talk about how much you're going to spend for it. And you'll understand how much of a resource needed. Resource can be of a human resource can be of a material. You talk about the quality factors, Six Sigma, or what pattern you're going to follow. What are the risks inside the project? The six are called as the six constraints. Six constraints, right? And out of which, center three are very vital. They call as a triple constraint. This is very famous concept in project management. And any project of any model, you take it as a birthday party, a bridge construction, or a mobile app software, or it could be a massive dam construction. Everything will fall into this group. It's called six constraints. If you are good in this six, I will tell you, nobody can ever touch it. And you will be the master of project management. But it's not that easy. Because if you touch a resource, quality will change. When you change a scope, time will change. When you touch a cost, risk will come up. It will keep fluctuating. That's the beauty of project management. If everything is going to be very systematic, you and me is not needed in the job, right? Yeah, software can do it. A software cannot play here. It's a human factor. You have to understand how it works. You have to know how to make a decision here. That's a very key part of benefits of PMP. By the way, I was setting track for you to show the benefits of PMP. I know you all browsed about PMP already before even I say about all this stuff. But some people may not browse PMP. Some basically ask me questions, Shriram, what is this PMP, man? Why I should do that? So I just started giving heads up to you. Okay, without delay, let me move furthermore. Okay, now come to the commercial part. Now, commercial part, I want to talk about what is the benefit of PMP. Now, some of you are worried that will this PMP give me a value? When you Google out or when you go to any website of PMI and browse anything, you will find some list of top certificates. In the top certificates, you will see PMP as the top 3 or top 4. And this is there for more than a decade. In fact, if you browse something on project management, PMP will be the #1 certificate. By the way, I'm not doing your marketing for PMP. Even I have CSM with me, I have Prince 2 with me, I have Scale Agile Framework with me. But whatever it is, I feel PMP has its own prime, the top level cream layer, right? And Why I tell the point here is when there is something demand in the market, then only it will be the top listed. Only when it is a top listed, when you complete it, you will have a value which can increase your money value. What do you mean by money value? Slowly I'm coming over this. I'll go back. I was showing you the first knowledge, what you gain out of PMP. Okay, that's one part. The next part is how can I sell it? What is the value I get in the market? If I go that, the book says that advantage of PMP, they say that 25% of variation in the package what you're going to get. It's of US market. If you look at here, the median salary of US project professional around $92,000, where it goes $1,15,000. What I want to put here is there is always demand in the market. When I completed the PMP, I immediately got some promotion. I believe at least I got 3 to 4 times a different salary tag raised up. And again, key point I keep saying to everyone here is you should know how to market it. It is not only you get the certificate. After getting the certificate, you should know how to utilize it in the right way. Anyway, that's a role of a coach like me who will guide you. Right? That's a very important point. Good. Now let's see something on the market demand. Now, I know that there is a value for the PMP. I know there is money value happening there. Now, what's the demand there? Who sets the demand? When you say who sets the demand, there was a stats happened by Anderson Economic Group, AEG. Some of you know this group. With along PMI in 2017, they conducted a survey in around 11 top countries. Some of you would be falling under this country. Some of you may not. They took around 11 countries. They made an analysis out of all the domain, and they found that around good amount of demand is going to be there. When it's a good amount, you can see that demand there, like 87.7 million individual working in project management oriented roles. When I say project management oriented roles, it's all managerial and leadership roles. It's not a regular role, what I'm talking here. And the number size is so huge. 87 million is very, very huge. That too only in the 11 countries. And this is going to happen. And if it's not filled up, it's going to be a big loss. The gap is going to be 207 billion, right? That's a big, big stuff. Now, that's a reason many industries are looking out for highly qualified people. That's the reason PMP stands the top grade. If you go to any company for interview, PMP will become a base standard here on. They will say that, do you have a qualification with you? Or you should have an MBA from the top institute. They look out for that purpose. It's not only the PMP in the world, right? They have a lot of certificates also. But now, when I say project management, there is a high demand like this, which is the stats from PMI website. Actually, I took the stats from PMI website. You can take that from there as well. When I say this demand, I want to show you which industry has a demand. Look at here. The same report says that in 2017 to 2027, there'll be some demand on these industries in US market and other markets as well, and 11 countries, right? I'm sure you will be falling under one of this category. If not, also there are some category there. But again, this is a primary category where there is a high demand for project managers or project manager related role. Now, what I want to put here is I want to tell that you gain knowledge, you gain value, you gain money, you gain always a demand. There is no recession. You complete this, you forget the word recession and start getting job opportunities in any part of the world, right? That's happening. Good. You know that, Sriram, I know this, man. I read everything online. Give me something more. If you say that, let me take you further. Now let's go a little more deeper. Now, who can do PMP? Now, there's a question here. Now, you can be of any domain. You can be of any model of project. Don't get worried. You're doing a predictive nature of project, or you may be doing adaptive nature of project, or you may be a carpenter, you may be a chef, you may be a doctor, you may be an IT person, you may be a civil engineer, you may be working oil and gas. You can be of any project management. Probably point here is we sometimes think that project management means something you have to take everything on your shoulders and do on your own. May not be that way. You may be part of the project team playing some crucial roles. It is not by the tag a manager is a designer. A person who understands the concepts, a person who can go deep inside and make impact on the organization growth would be considered as a project manager, right? So you may not need a tag to come for this course. This course is meant for anybody looking out for the leadership track, anybody looking for a manager track, anybody has a passion towards making certain things and complete it on time. Anything starts and anything has an end and it has a systematic flow, it's going to be called as project. I was quoting a birthday party as a project. Birthday party has a start time and it has an end time. I know what all going to happen, whom to invite, what program to do, and proper closure. It's a project, simple, straightforward. And I'll call that as a project. If I do that effectively, I'm a good manager there, right? So eligibility part, PMI website has this information, and to you will tell that you may have a degree with you. No need to worry about 4-year degree. It's a degree with you, or you don't have a degree. You're a diploma person. That's okay. You can show some years of experience, which is good for you to go for the examination. And eligibility talks about your knowledge. Eligibility talks about little about learning, which you do with a coach like me. That is 35 hours of learning. And again, you have years of experience you have to show. This part is generally taken care by the institute where you do the course. They know how to track this. They know how to help you to fill the application form to take you to the examination, right? That's the first point. So key point I will tell you here is, you may be from any domain, you may be from any level, don't worry about it. Just ask for it, and if you have a passion about management, if you have a passion about leadership, this is a place to join, right? Good. Okay, now only I'm getting to the main area which you are looking into, right? Okay, someone has a question. I know I said last 30 minutes will be question, but anyway, I'll let me quickly see. Lakshman Rao is asking a question. Sorry for the interruption. One question. In qualification, you have mentioned about working hours. One, which country working hour basis it is? Which country working hours basis? Okay, Lakshman Rao, I don't think you have to worry about country here. On which country? I don't think you have to worry about which country. It is a total number of hours. It is 4,500 hours, which will be of total 3 years without overlapping of project, right? If you have done 3 years of project knowledge, you will get eligibility to go for the examination. You may be working in Ireland, you may be working in Norway, you may work in India. Why I specifically say some countries there is, some of the countries have only 6 hours of working. Some countries have 8 to 9 hours like India. So you may not need to worry about it. It's a collectively 4,500 hours. I believe I answered your question. Great. Okay, thank you. Let me move on. Okay, I know this is a vital area. Many of you waiting, because I know that in this session, some of you have already completed the training. You are preparing for the exam. You may not need to come for the training again. But again, you want to know, man, tell me which book to read. Because you would have heard that many say that, man, I have to read 4 books. Or someone says that I have to read the one book 5 times, right? Book 6 times. So you want to understand what is it. One more question, I may address it. Okay, what if we don't have 3 years of experience? Sorry to disturb once again, no problem. You should have 3 years of experience after your college degree. If you don't have 3 years of experience, there is one more certificate which is called as CAPM, right? Associate in Project Management. This is for the beginners who get inside. They also read the same book which I'm showing here, but your examination will be slightly lightweighted. It won't be that tough like PMP. It will be a little lesser there, right? It will be 150 questions where you address the examination. That's will be for the CAPM. So I have taken classes to some of the college students who are doing their masters in business or masters in project management in Australia. They come to India on a vacation. They took classes. They did the CAPM. They cleared the examination. So that's how it is. If you're less than 3 years, you go for CAPM. You're above 3 years, you come for PMP. I believe I answered your question, Verma. Let me quickly move on. Okay, right, thank you. So which book to read? When I say books to read, there are a bunch of books available in the market. Or when I say books available, I primarily take 3 top books. When I say 3 top books, the first book I recommend is PMBOK, because that's a Bible. That's the library book. I'll show the difference between that so that it'll be easy. Suresh, kindly hold on a minute. I'll complete this book part and come to your question. So now, when I take the books part here, if you see here, there are 3 books, okay? And this got published in 2017 September. And every 3 to 4 years, PMI Institute keep upgrading their book. I will use the word upgrading. I didn't use the word change. When I say upgrading, they have the bottom layer of project management as it is for the last 5 decades. They keep topping up. In a sense, project management has not changed in the last 4,500 years. Egypt pyramid used the project management style what you are following now. If you are wondering that I'm learning agile now, don't be wondering now. We are just a dot in this world. There are a lot happened before us. And PMI is there in the industry for the last 50 years, and they keep upgrading the content. Now, when you see PMBOK, When I say PMBOK, project management body of knowledge, they have a book which is a library book. People keep in a library, they refer it whenever they get a doubt on that. It is not an exam book. I'll repeat again, it's not an exam book, it's a library book to learn what actually is there in project management. So, but that's a good book to learn because it talks depth inside the content. It will be around 700 pages you will read for the examination. I know some of your eyebrows are going high. 700 pages? Do I? Yes, it's possible to read. In a way we teach, we explain you, it'll be good to read, right? It's all story concept. Now, okay, PMBOK is a good. Some people love to read this kind of book, yeah, but again, it is slightly sleepy mode. If you open the book, you'll sleep. When I started reading with the PMBOK, always I'll be in the sofa, the book will be on my face. I'll be sleeping like that, right? I feel it's a little tough for the people who are not a good book readers like me. Years back, now I started reading more books. Now I recommend a book which is so good for the people who are a very beginner level of project management. You are very new to project management, but you feel that, man, I don't like reading books like this. Show me some book very interesting. If you like that book, there is a book called Head First PMP. People from IT industry know that head first is a concept. How they write is they write the book in a pictorial representation. Some of you are so good in reading pictorial representation. You see a picture, you quickly get it. If you give a text, you will feel, oof, man, it's boring. Look at any newspaper these days, more than the text, you'll see more pictures now. Do you notice it? That too, Friday magazines are coming like pictures like anything, because your eyes will first go to the picture. Your picture speaks 1,000 words, correct? So if that's the case, if you are a picture-oriented person, Head First PMP is a very layman level language, which has a pictorial representation. You love to read it. I started reading book in that. Okay, that's first level stage. Okay, that's one stage. Now, if you are a person who are more focused on exam and you want to clear the exam as early as possible, your target is straight to that, then go for the book called Rita Mulkai. It's a very fantastic book made specifically for the exam. Now you can ask me, Sriram, what is this, man? 3 or 4 books are there. What I'll tell you is, all these books are derivation from PMBOK. This Rita book derived from PMBOK. Head First derived from PMBOK. Even I have a material which is derived from PMBOK. So it's a Bible. We have to go to the book and understand it, and from there they derived it, right? That's how it works. Maybe I think a couple of questions coming up. Before I move, I'll address a question. Suresh is asking something. I have 2 years experience in entry-level job in analyst. I don't have experience in leading a project or a project management team. Question is whether my 2 years experience valid for PMP eligibility. Suresh, if you have 2 years of experience, it may not be good for you to go for PMP, because it's not only for the exam. I'll tell you the toughness will be a little tough. I won't say toughness, and the standard will be a little high. So I would recommend for the people less than 3 years, go for CAPM certification. But you will learn the same subject with the PMP guys. In a classroom, if you take 30 people, 5 people will be of CAPM certified. So they'll also sit there. You learn the same subject, but exam will be less intensive for you, right? That's what the CAPM certificate. To answer your question, Suresh, you may not able to go for PMP, but you can go for CAPM. I believe I answered your question. Okay, Patrick says sometimes it's cold book. Okay, got it. Please tell more on how to keep PMP knowledge, understand, remember. Okay, that's good. I'm coming there. I'm coming there. Hold on, we'll go there. Okay, let's move a little more. What I say is this PMBOK is the master of all library book. So what I did is I took all these 3 books and derived this as ShriLearning books. And what I did is also I put some 21 days of study plan how to go through this material. Just reading this material, I've seen many people clearing the examination. It happens. But at the same time, if you really want to digest the content, you really want to be the great winner of project manager for next 25 years, I would recommend you to read PMBOK once, because that's a good book, has a lot of knowledge in that. So I'll quickly reiterate here. You can start reading with the PMBOK, but it is directly a library book. But if you are a person, a picture oriented and a very beginner of the project management, read Head First PMP. But again, if you are a person who are directly towards the examination, go for Rita Mulkai. Read one book, enough. Don't read multiple books. I'm hearing that I read all 3 books 3 times, 4 times. No. For example, if I listen to some movie song, if I listen to some movie song 5 years back, if I love that particular song, I can remember the lyrics for next 20 years. If I just hear the hum, I'll start telling the lyrics of that song. It is something I have a passion toward that song. I love it, so I remember it. If you love the subject of project management and leadership, if you read it once, it will stay with you. That's my theory. If not, even you read 4 books 5 times, nothing will stay with you, right? That's a point which I get. Anyway, but again, if somebody not good on reading one time, yes, you have to go to second time. Quickly, I'll see something. Please tell me more on how to be. Okay, I'll come there. Patrick, Suresh, please give you after session. Sorry. Yeah, guys, we'll park the question. I'm going to start by 6 o'clock and give you, so that please hold it. Maybe 6:10 I'll give you. So we'll go for the questions. Sunny is asking, so if we study PMBOK, is it enough to clear the exam and understand the concept? Oh, yes, Sunny. If you read PMBOK, you are the guru of project management. That's great. Do you think every time they update the content make the exam more tough? Why I'm asking this is we expect the same change in April 2020. No, Shiva, it's something like 2021 we are going to get a new book, not April 2020. We're going to get 2021, and don't think that it's getting tougher. It is getting more knowledgeable. It's getting more current to the market trend. That's how I see, right? It's good actually. I always use the word love what you do, then you won't feel the toughness, you'll enjoy it, right? If you go and ask Sachin, hey, did you play 18 hours in the ground, man, do you feel tired? He'll tell, man, I love it, man, it's going on me. That's how I feel. Anyhow, that's the ingredient which I give in my class. Start loving the subject, right? How to love it? See that as a story form, you love it. So in the classes I give story form to these guys and all love, wow, that looks good, right? Anyway, I'll park the questions for you guys. We'll go the last. Now let's move quickly. I know time is so crucial, man, running fast with you all. I'll move on. Okay, yeah, here I have a question. Okay, if somebody has a thought in your mind, hey, you keep giving more hype to the PMP, man. Tell me, what does PMP question look like? I given a very simple layman level question here. Just read this question. Try if you can give me answers for this. Put your answers in the chat. Let's see. Okay, answers are coming up. Okay, I would wish everybody try to give an answer. Read the question properly. Okay, sounds interesting. Great, guys. Good. C, D, all of them. Prashant, you want to go all of them? But in PMP, they'll give one mark for one question. Don't expect 4 marks. Okay. That's interesting. Karthik says yes, Neil says C, Sharad says D. Okay, Rao says D. Good. Lot of correct answers, man. Wow. Hey, you guys are ready for the PMP exam. Okay, person. Okay, D. Good. I like it. This thing is really good. Actually, some people are putting with other answers also. I'll give you justification. That's interesting. Okay, Sri Lakshmi, that's good. Thanks, YG. Lakshman Rao, great. Okay, guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate all your answers. Thanks. I like the response. Okay, I'll quickly go on this point. Now, look at this question. It's a very basic question. I don't have any domain to be specified. This is the problem happens in any kind of project, right? So you cannot tell that it's for IT, non-IT, it's my son's birthday party. No, it happens. You receive a notification. It means you receive means current. In a question, you have to see tense. Tense means past tense, present tense, or where we are. I talk about current. Okay, sorry for my bad handwriting. Now what happened is this is current. Currently something is happening. Major item failing. So if this is not item is not there, your project will not move forward. So one is current. There is a big trouble, and will be delayed. What is the best thing to do? There are a lot of answers. All the 4 answers are correct. Now what is the best answer out of it? Right? That's how it's going to be. I'm hearing some people saying not able to hear me. All good. Do anybody have a hearing problem, or can I move on? Do anybody facing my video audio not good? Move on. Okay, thanks, Sujit. Okay, let me move on. So now, if you look at this question, it says delayed, and the best thing is asking for. Let me go one by one. They're talking about pre-plan your project to accommodate this delay. I'm talking about currently something is happening. Why should I think about pre-plan now? I have to strike out this answer. It won't work, right? It's wrong. It won't work out. Maybe next project I can do, but this project current, what am I going to do now? That's a question. Notify your manager. Yeah, it sounds good, but if I go to notify manager, the manager will ask me, then why I pay salary to you? Then why you have been recruited here? I can notify, but not now. In this situation, I can't do it. So straight away, I'll tell these two question answers will not come up. Now there is a two answers, C and D looks closer. Now I want to look at the best out of it. Let the customer know about it and talk over option. Yes, it is good, but if I go to my customer, the customer can ask me back, hey, you guys don't have any other options to do? Did you try it out? Right? I can go to the customer, but before going to the customer, I would recommend to first talk to the team. First, understand with your team. It could be a SME, it could be a senior architect, it could be your core engineers, or it could be a guy who serves you in the low level. Understand exactly what can be done. If the team can't resolve the problem, then you will take to your manager. Your manager has some lessons learned, knowledge, domain expertise, or get knowledge from program manager, portfolio manager. They try to do something. Still, they can't do it. Then you take to the customer and talk to them, guys, we tried all the option, look like we can't deliver it. Why don't we give a second option to you, delivering from product A or product B? The customer can say yes or no. When all these three happen, then you can record it as pre-plan. That means into lessons learned. On the next project, you will use this learning. So that's how it works out. So if I put the question back again, the answer goes to D. Many of you marked it perfectly D, because first you have to understand from the ground what can be done. If that's not there, we'll move to the next stage. Anyway, this is not the exam for you. I'm just showing a hint of how the scenario comes in the PMP exam. This is called a scenario-based or situation-based question. Here you will not find any domain. You will not know whether it's a predictive nature or adaptive nature. Any project will have this problem. How do you address it? If you see the answers list people given here, it has n number of answers here. Some says A, some says B, some says C. On his or her dimension, that's correct. But when you see a dimension from the project management, D is correct, right? If a one or two words I change here, D will become wrong. This is how project management exams questions work. By the way, I want to just give a taste of it. Don't think every question will be like this. I was giving just a taste. Hey, it will look like this, right? Anyway, I saw a lot of answers there, and thanks for the answers, everyone. And I've seen some comment also there on the time of, as the time is pulling up, let's move a little more. Yeah, and the benefit of others, I'll keep moving. So now I gave a taste of it. Let me give some idea about examination pattern, how the examination pattern is going to be. So far I've explained about what is the benefit of exam and what are the books to read for the examination and how a question look like. Now you have to see the exam pattern. When I say exam pattern, it is a computer-based exam or paper-based exam. Both are there, but primarily people go for computer-based exams. And they give 200 multiple choice questions. Okay, you will choose one out of 4 choices. Okay, yeah. And again, it will be of around 5 domains. Did I say 5 domains? I show a pie chart to you. Initiation, planning, executing, content control. Yeah, okay, the question will be placed like that. For a quick understanding, there will be 200 questions in PMP exam and you'll have 4 hours. Oh, some of you saying, wow, 4 hours? Yes, it's 4 hours. But after paying 36,000 for the exam fees, you will not feel it as 4 hours. You will feel it as just 30 minutes because it's your money, your growth, your reputation. You won't live it up, right? So we will practice this in the practice exams, right? That's what we'll do. And there is something on questions like I don't want to address too much onto this area. Don't worry. Yeah. Now there is no negative marking. Be happy about it. No negative marking. So whatever answer you mark, you get the answer. If you don't mark, it's gone. That's it. Right now, what I want to tell you very thing is, after clearing the exam, you will get the results on immediately. This is what you will all love it. When you do the 4 hours of the exam, when you click the last question, you submit it within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will say you pass, PMP qualified. On the spot, you will get the results. It is not something like you go home and you get the result. On the spot, you will get it because you have paid 38,000. Okay, that's how it's going to be. Okay, I know you all know this information. I just thought giving heads up to you. So 200 questions, multi-choice, and it's going to be 4 hours of examination. Results will be on the spot, and there is no negative marking. The new exam pattern is changing in July 1, 2020. I'm going to explain that in a few minutes. Let me move. Yeah, Sunny, I'm coming there. Hold on. Be with me for 10 more minutes. I'm going to explain. Now, examination pattern. Now, how your result will look like. how a result will look like. Your result sheet will be something like this. What you see on the right side, it will say pass. First thing you have to see is pass, and then it will tell that how much you scored in each area. When I say how much you scored, if you look at here, it will tell that above target, below target, target. See, these are the grading system PMI follows. They follow something called above target, target, below target, and needs improvement. And so far, the PMI has not declared what they mean by above target. They didn't tell that it is 95%. They didn't tell that it is 75%. They never declared it. It is always a secret agenda. They never said it. Okay, it's all our assumptions. Or go to a seasoned coach. Maybe if you can reach out someone very experienced coach, they will rightly tell that if you get this much of mark in practice exam, you will score and clear the main exam. That is the reason they go to the right coach. If you don't go to the right coach, there is a chance you may get misled. So because there is no declaration from PMI, if you score 60 marks, you are passed. No, they are not declared it. They just said that you have to score above target, target, below target in this area. I'll repeat again. In exam, you have 200 questions. It's going to be 4 hours of examination. They follow the grading system as above target, target, below target, needs improvement. If you stay in above target and target in 5 areas, if you see the areas here, you have initiation, you have planning, you have execution, you have monitor and control. The guy who I pulled out here, I have hidden the names of this guy. This guy got above target in all the area. It's really good score. But sometimes what will happen is you will get a target here. You will get target here, right? You will get a need improvement here, right? If you get more need improvement and below target, there is a chance this result will be some other result, right? The most best thing is stay in target. Stay in target. Now you can ask me the question, Shriram, how do I know I'm in target, right? That's a thrill of the exam. You will not know until you see the results. You will not know. But when you practice it, I start working with the candidate for the last 10 days of the examination. You will be with me. I will start guiding you bit by bit, telling that where you are weak, where you have to tweak it up. It's something like FM radio. Okay, slightly if you tune, you'll get a digital sound. If not, it will be a normal FM radio. Songs will come. I'm not saying no songs. Songs will come, but you won't get the woofer sound. You have to make a woofer sound slightly tweaking. This is my role. I'll be tweaking you slowly the last minute of last 10 days, and you'll get to the above target. I have many people scored above target in all the area, right? So it's an hidden agenda from PMI. They don't show how much to clear the examination, but don't worry, that will be taken care when you approach me. I'll start telling you what it is, right? But ideally, you have to get target in all the areas. Okay, I know a lot of questions coming up there. I'll come to you. Let me complete what the subject I want to complete so that it may address your question. Okay, sounds on the exam part. Now let me move a little more. Oh man, this is a certificate you get. Wow. Now they recently changed to orange color. If not, it was a blue color. So you will see a certificate. You know what? The moment you see the certificate, you will get tears out of you. Every other day, I get a phone call from someone saying that I cleared the PMP exam. The moment I pick the phone, the voice will be shaking. They said, Shriram, I cleared the examination, right? It is something like so thrilling to clear the PMP exam. That kick is so nice because after so many years of your college days, you go for the examination which challenges you. That will be so interesting and challenging. I like it, right? So your certificate will be like this. I hidden the name because of original certificate. This one is. So you will have get a PMP number here. This number you have to put in your resume. If you go for interview, they'll take this number and put in the website of PMI. It will tell them, are you eligible or not? That will show it there on the website itself. So this number is more valuable number, and it will give a date. The date will be of 3 years of timeline. 3 years of timeline will tell 3 years valid. Now you can ask me the question, after 3 years, what I will do? Do I need to write the exam again? No. They have something called PDU collection. That is, you have to go listen to the webinars, listen to session, like someone who coach like you take the session, you can listen to that, by which you get points. If you score the needed points, 60 points, then what happens is they'll be allowing you to renew for another 3 years. For example, I did my certificate in 2016 and 19, my certificate got over. What I did is in 3 years, I keep on learning myself. I gain PDUs. Every 1 month, I'll go for Bangalore chapter, Mumbai chapter. When I go to US, I go to Los Angeles chapter. I go to chapter and sit them and listen to them. The more you listen, PMI assumes that you are keep learning yourself. When you keep learning yourself, they feel that the certificate is valid. If you don't learn regularly, they feel your certificate is not valid. They'll say disqualified, right? Let's not worry about this now. I will guide you how to get the points also. For now, you have to worry about how to get the certificate. Then I will tell you how to renew the certificate. That's a simple process. Getting certificate is tough. Renewing is simple. I'll help you, right? That's a point.